Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm back with another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 AI Probots cast. We have got ourselves what should be a good one here. Two of the staple bot names for this match today. We have got Tier T, notable for its experiments with multiple races, Tier P. And then I think, I'm actually not 100% sure if it did a Z, but there was definitely Tier T, Tier P, Tier Z, Tier T, pardon me. Say that 3 times fast. But anyway, we've also got EvilZoe in the bottom right, a good Zergbot. And so, we're on the map Dragon Scales, the AI edition of course, a TVZ, but more importantly a bot versus bot. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoy these kind of videos, hit that like button. Let's go for 16 likes and on this video. You guys are always the best at doing that, but if you haven't, please make sure you do. Subscribe and hit that bell icon to get notified whenever I put up a new video. I know my schedule's a little bit erratic. Join the Discord, which is linked down below, and consider becoming a YouTube member. If you do want to support these videos, that's the best way to go about it, as it does help me carve out the time of day to do these. But I definitely do enjoy doing them. I'm getting back into real life now, more so as I'm recovering from my surgery. So I'm obviously able to talk again after having my jaw broken, but yeah, I'm doing my industrial first aid course too, so that's keeping me busy back in a class doing lots of safety things and, well, treatment things like that. So definitely a little bit busy, but then, you know, I still want to do these too. So we've got a Reaper on the way out for Tier T. It went for an SCV Scout, so it gets bonus points in my book. SCV Scouts are always such a good idea. It's a good sign that a bot is great and up to stuff, because you're not going to program your bot to scout if it doesn't actually do anything based off that information. That would make zero sense. Now, we have got ourselves a Reaper coming on in here for Tier T. Gonna potentially get a drone, we'll see. All the while, EvilZoe just droning up, getting that third base on the way. The Reaper does just do a full loop-de-loop of the main. Probably checking for key buildings, if I had to guess. Maybe counting drones, too. That is another option if you were to scout out. 2 Lings do make it into the main base of Tier T. We actually see quite a big SCV pull on these Lings, more than is needed. But then again, that's just defensive programming. You can't program a bot to be perfect every time. Now, let's see. Reaper gonna chase down these Lings, stop the SCVs chasing them. There we go, SCVs all go back to work, so all is well in the world. Well, all but 3, so just a small Ling run by does get some good economic damage done for Zoe. All the while, we have got Tier T getting out of Starport, potentially a Banshee on the way, we'll see. Could potentially see some Hellions with this too. Yeah, a Banshee would be good, as there is a Roach Horn on the way for Zoe, and if I do recall, Zoe is quite a Roach-heavy bot. Most of the Zerg AIs are. A Liberator gonna be on the way. Triple Queen production going for Zoe. And yeah, things are just continuing on. A fairly normal opening so far here, but a good game to see. Hellions now being rallied on out, gonna be able to potentially harass a bit. And once again, I gotta say it, these StarCraft 2 games between AI, like, the distance that they've come compared to some of the first bot games, it's insane how these bots can basically look like human players, if not better than human players at times. And so we see these Hellions getting pushed away. Not too much success there. Burrow's going to be on the way for Zoe, really get that max efficiency out of the Roaches. One of the more popular mechanics. Tier T getting up a command center as this Liberator works on this Overlord, but the third base on location is pretty darn quick for the Terrans, so that's good to see. both these bots mining away. Slight economic lead for the Zerg. We'll see how that maintains. We got a couple of roaches moving across the map towards the third base. There is lots of Hellions and the Reaper, but we do see Zoe, which apparently was going for an attack. It didn't say it was, but it said the attack is over. On its way home, so just a light poke. Backing off now. Liberator coming into the main base. Do we see a Queen reaction? Yes, there we go. Queen's on the way in for Zoe, so not just waiting to take damage or anything like that to deal with it. It sees the Liberator. It knows it needs to deal with it. Drones are getting blasted away, however, so we'll see how many are going to get killed. This Liberator's getting some of the most damage I've seen a Liberator get done in a long, long time, actually. Okay, this Liberator targets some drones, gets 11 kills, then ends up shooting a Queen, but definitely very effective. So good harassment. Of course, good response by Zoe. It pulls the Queens from the front to deal with that. Hatchery's on the way. Getting up to 4th, getting up to 5th. Rocks being worked on. All the while, Tier T going to be producing lots of units out of these barracks. It has made 1 medivac. It's just going into standard bioplay, it looks like, which is very exciting because standard bioplay isn't something we see too much of out of these Terran bots. Like, a lot of them, it's just like a ragtag group of units, not necessarily looking at how humans play. So I really do like to see this coming out of Tier T. It's already up to 5 racks, adding on another 2. 1-1 upgrades on the way. Combat shield, a medivac has been made, more are being produced. Not all bots make medivacs either. Not all bots utilize stim pack. Tier is getting out both. All the while, EvilZoe getting out Evolved Groove Spines. They're going to have the range on those Hydralisks in the future. 4th and 5th finishing up. And all that good stuff. And really, just the way I'm commentating this game, it's like a normal game, guys. Like, these could easily be 2 human players. You put a bar over the APM, and you're like, yeah, that looks about right. Armory on the way for Tier. Timing that out so it should finish pretty much as 1-1's finishing, just slightly later. Ling harassment coming on in for the Zerg. Hellions and Marines will position to clean that up, so those all go down. They try and go back in, but then they just get cut down once more, so bit of waste there for EvilZoe, but if we take a look at the map, EvilZoe's creep spread is insane this match. Ling's getting cut on down. APM up to 27,000 for EvilZoe. Looking at those creep tumors, it's interesting to see that they do spread pretty much as soon as they're done, and that's not something that every bot does. There's honestly some bots which you can click on and a creep tumor just won't spread because of the logic. So that's good to see that EvilZoe is just a creep spreading machine. Queen's on the front, still spreading more creep. Ling's coming in to harass once more. We see the depots get raised. Amazing that Tier is able to close those in such a situation. We got more Lings coming into the natural as Tier is dealing with this harassment. So the Ling's not getting too much done. It's kind of funny. Tier deals with it, moves out. Zoe sends in some more Lings, so good attacks there. We're now starting to see the creep really get out of control here, though, as it's now just right on the front door of the Red Terran, so Tier going to be moving on out. However, as this is going on, Zoe attacks into another location, so we're potentially looking at a bot base race here, which is not something we see every day, and how do you even program for something like this? We'll see. I mean, Tier's pulling all the SCVs, gonna have to close the doors on some of them. Hank is trying to get on down there, not necessarily sieging up in the main like you'd want to do in a base race, as Zoe is, yeah, going in further and further, so this is looking like a honest-to-God full-on base race between these two bots. The command centers have died for Tier, so it's down to 1 base. It's in a lot of trouble here. It's not really pooling units where it wants to, so the main really is compromised. We'll see if there's going to be any building liftoff behavior from Tier or not. So far we haven't seen any of that. That's actually quite concerning in a base race. We'll see if Zoe is ever going to abandon this attack or not, but I feel like it's not going to. And all with the burrowed roaches, this is looking mighty good for the Zerg. The Terran bot is pushing into the main base, so it's interesting to see how we get a situation like this. how the programming works that these two bots are like, yes, keep attacking. That's what we're gonna do. As I mean, we take a look, it's like, for tier, probably has some sort of mechanic that it says, okay, I've got a good enough army, it's time to move out. Hey, there's nothing in the main base of EvilZoe, just keep on pushing. Okay, we do see actually an attempted shutdown on this by EvilZoe coming on in. The Queens and Ravagers are going to go down, however. It does get some pretty decent trade zone. It's actually doing good in the army supply. It's destroyed pretty much the whole base of Tier T. So EvilZoe is in a much better situation, that's for sure. However, Tier T still has this army, still doing its thing. EvilZoe, though, is producing units out of its extra hatcheries, so this will just get better and better for it. But the fact, I think this must be the first base trade I've seen between two bots, which is just incredible. Yeah, like, the fact that Zoe probably pushed in and was like, alright, hit its attack threshold, I imagine, went on into attack, and then didn't meet any resistance, so it never pulled back. That's how I imagine this plays out. It could definitely be different with the programming. Beautiful fungal growth by EvilZoe there, getting massive amounts of damage on the Terran Bio. However, there is lots of medivacs to heal this up, so that's good for tier. Army supply is actually quite even in this case. 69 to 82 is well within the realm of it going either way. The medivacs are healing everything up. This hatchery is being worked on. Now the question is whether tier will ever be able to land its command center with creep spreading underneath it. I doubt we'll see that happen unless there's some amazing redundancy programmed into this bot. Now, it can potentially get an elimination too if EvilZoe does lose all of its bases. I'm not sure how likely that is to happen. Drones running away. Okay. The drones could just burrow here, realistically, but of course EvilZoe doesn't necessarily know that. Infestors underground chasing this Terran Bioforce. They must have actually just done burrowed there, as they just straight up died, and we could be looking at a situation in which EvilZoe is going to be eliminated, as tier is just slowly mopping up these bases, not really reducing the drone count much, so this could actually never end. But look at this, the roaches running around, the lings underneath this. EvilZoe is still in attack mode with the majority of its army. Hellbat working on a queen. Tier's supply hasn't dropped in quite a while. We'll see. I mean, some Marines working away on that spawning pool. They're gonna pull back and actually group up with the main force, though. That's important. Spawning pool should eventually expire. Another hatchery being canceled, but I don't know if tier is ever gonna actually shut this down. There's one base for EvilZoe mining, teching into a hive. Yeah, what a match here, that's for sure. This is one of the more unique matches, really testing the limits of these bots, really showing us that they are indeed bots, but incredibly well-rounded, both of them, that's for sure. Evil tier checking out this base, doesn't find anything. EvilZoe down to 44 workers. If tier goes left and takes, let's say, this base and eventually makes its way all the way left, that would be big. It looks like it's heading back into the main base to kill off these buildings and kill them off it. Likely shall. EvilZoe is still trying to run drones pretty much every which way. Looks like that infestation pit goes down. Will the Hydrogen be the next target? Yes, it will. But yeah, what a match between these two. Like, EvilZoe keeps trying to rebuild in its main base, probably because it's its main base, that's the safe space. Drones are starting to really go down, though. Down to 37 as more and more rally into these Marines. They do turn around, so great behavior there. This hatchery will die, however, it appears. Still some Marines and Marauders killing off those units, those drones trying to run into the main base, trying to do the rebuild, as EvilZoe keeps trying to get that going. Down to 32 workers. Does get a hatchery rebuilding in the main. We'll get a spawning pool rebuilding in the main. But it's just in constant attack mode. And unless tier starts to bleed out units somehow, I think eventually it will win this game. I think. I mean, with the spawning pool building, maybe we'll see some units be made from Zoe. Viking finds the overlords. We'll see if that's actually gonna kill these all off, or whether it'll get grouped up with the rest of the force. That's a question as far as how Tier controls its units. Right now, though, it's an Overlord Slaughter, 1 Marine and 1 Viking. The Marine up to 8 kills, which is pretty good for a Marine. The Viking's still doing its thing, so yeah, Zoe could potentially become supply block Tier. Losing another attempted hatchery, all canceling it. Running the drone, having the entire army of Tier chase it. I think that drone will perish. Tier now moving towards the right. I'm not sure why that is. Just checking out this base. Says, nope, that's all good. Zoe, does have its Overlord saved. Not hitting its supply cap yet, so that's very important. And oh, look at this. Tier's actually coming home. What is this? We're going to see a fight. And this is not good for Tier. Tier, I thought, was going to kill all the buildings. Instead, it's going to engage the Roaches and Ravagers with only half its army. The other half is kind of just waddling on in slowly. And oh, I think that's probably going to be it. As a large portion of this force dies, this group is catching some of those Roaches off guard at 37 supply to 50. I mean, there's a chance for Tier, but that is not a good trade. A lot of supply in Medivacs too. There's only a handful of units on the ground left. We've got 4 Hellbats, 1 Marine, and a Viking, and oh, that's a bummer. As yeah, I think Tier is done. I thought it was gonna pull through there, man. But at some point, maybe it hasn't seen the other bases. Yeah, it hasn't seen the other bases, so I guess its default behavior was just to go back home. Now it sees a base, it's like, right, attacking, that's what I was doing, but unfortunately its attack broke Zoe's behavior and said, okay, I gotta get these boys home. And I think that is probably gonna be it. And yes, it will, as the last of the ground units dies. It's just this one Viking. Just the one Viking floating around. I wish to follow it. Why is that not working? Maybe I was stuck here or something. Oh, there we go. No, I'm just rusty, apparently, when it comes to my commentating. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, hit that like button if you haven't already. I'll definitely cast a rematch between these two if I can. If I see a good game. Thanks so much to the bot author who suggested this replay. Join the Discord. Hit that like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you enjoyed this one, leave a comment down below that says more bots. I totally blanked on it on saying that at the start, so that goes a long way. More bots, more boats, more bananas, more blackjack, and you know the rest. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for tuning in.